opportunity to jump in and take the attack, forehand or backhand side. That's the type of pressure you need to apply. Now, if I had to guess, Chen Jianan will touch the ground a lot in this best-of-7 match. He gets very low and is comfortable from pretty much any balanced position taking the shot. The same can be said for the very athletic and exciting, spectacular team, Yuya Oshima and Masataka Morizono. It's one of the things that makes them so exciting to watch. They really just put in so much effort. Morizono, quite unusual preparation, I would say. But again, talking to Timo about intensity while playing, sometimes having a little bit of tension in the muscles can be solid. Morizono definitely seems to be from that school of thought. Very tight player. Others look quite loose when they play. Just by physicality, the build of Zhang Hongjie, much lankier player, taller, longer wingspan, tends to be a bit looser. But I think it fits his body type, and knowing how to play for your body type is very important. There's a reason that Karakosevic has so much touch and plays so cleverly. Eugene Wang as well. Certain other players like Fang Bo, Fan Zhendong play the power game and are quite explosive running around. Not afraid to open up the rally quickly, run around the court. So we will see. It's the first best-of-7 for the men's doubles. Morizono with some hypnotic stretching there. Almost like a grape stomper and a snake charmer all at once. Man, if there was a compilation of all the stretches and all the warm-ups that Morizono has done in the last 2 minutes, you could have a cool meme going around. Zhang Hongjie to start. Misses the timing there. It seemed like he was uncomfortably close to his teammate, Yuya Oshima. That is one of the challenges in doubles, one of the strategies. Hit it right back to the player who just hit the ball. Aggressive play, Oshima on top of the bounce. Chen Jianan's gonna have to keep it a little bit deeper, play slightly more aggressive. Typically he will if he has the opportunity. Now, yesterday we saw some trouble with Morizono on the receive with the long serves. Let's see what he brings out here, lefty to lefty. Service warning. So it looked like he was holding the ball inside the line was the warning. Please make sure you hold the ball behind the table. It must be tossed from behind the back line. I mentioned we hadn't seen many backhands from Chen Jianan. Another flash in the crowd. Well, there's a lot of excitement here. We don't see too many events here in Kazakhstan, so the culture growing definitely here in Astana. Wow, that was some speed. Chen Jianan with the Chiquita, the banana flip from over the table, and Oshima just destroying it. Turned that into a banana smoothie. Still quite early in game one. Fresh sheets of rubber there on the racket. Outstanding point. Counter loops on both sides, and finally they find the crossover on Zhang Hongjie. I mentioned the fresh sheets of rubber. Some players will change before every day of competition. First towel break of the game, and the Japanese pair in red leading by 2. Oh, the power and the placement. Oshima, I think, was apologizing for a little contact off the top edge of the racket, leaving a funny and sort of awkward ball for Zhang Hongjie. Second time we've seen a point lost after a shot like that. That bending backhand. Zhang Hongjie saying, nah, stay on top of the ball, give it back as a drive. Don't slow it down, try to get too creative. Occasionally those shots can be effective, but in the doubles game, players fight to be more aggressive in general. Smart play. Morizono's played that short side wide to the forehand a few times now successfully. Now, part of the reason I think they get into the attack game is you're sharing the table, so getting stuck in the short game, there's just not as much room to move around with your teammate. Anything you can do to push your opponent off the table, buy some time and space for those big forehand attacks will be to your advantage. Bit of side and topspin, that Chiquita back from Chen An. The Japanese pair, the second seeds in this event. This time a little bit of anticipation. Chen An doesn't turn the corner, he waits more centrally on the table. Again, he's got the strong quads for the leap. He's quickly able to move out wide to the forehand to counter back. So 3 points in a row for the pair from Chinese Taipei. Kazakh fans, hey, we're on TV. This is a big point to break the momentum. Another funny stretch. Morizono stretching out the jaw there after the loud chole. So a bit of a run here, 2 in a row to get a 4-point lead. This is the first in a best of 7. So we don't see that much on the World Tour. Only the World Tour Grand Finals after the first round, and it is 5 game points for the second seeds, Masataka Morizono and Yuya Oshima. That light rotation sometimes makes it tougher to flip. And a quick escape after a big comeback, or at least a start, from down 2-7, 3 in a row, and then 4 in a row the other way. The Japanese pairing take the first game, and we'll be back for game number 2. Stay right here. Back for game number 2. The pair from Taiwan had a little conversation with the coach about the receive game coming in for the flip. Putting a little more spin on the ball to ensure ball coming down is what it appeared. The push sits up a little bit. Oshima's been quite aggressive. He gave a spectacular match against Timo Boll yesterday. No rotation on that first ball. You could practically read the label before Oshima hit it. First point for the Chinese Taipei pairing. To the ground, doesn't bother Morizono. He's the closest to the ground already, but he finds it and gets right back up so quickly. The gymnast-like build. And even crammed up in the corner, crossing in front of his teammate. Morizono and Oshima able to take the point. Oshima from just behind. so fast on his feet. I mean, for Morizono to stay on his feet after that, that's the type of ball someone could trip and roll into the score booth there. Assistant umpire's side. Touch in near the net. They must be Chinese Taipei fans in the crowd. Watching, waiting for the comeback here. Nice flip, a bit of inside-out spin deep to the backhand corner, and the surprise factor is high. But again, establishing themselves early in the point. Getting the third ball here will be important. These are the points, and the power from the last ball, the forehand of Zhang Hongjie. From the very first opportunity, the third ball, and then again on the seventh. Morizono with that bending forehand from right in front of the face. Open table. The fact that Morizono can leap that far, again, can't be much more than about 5'5". Well, maybe 162 centimeters or so, if I converted that right. Still gets about 6 feet out in one step to reach that ball. Oh, just long, what a save. There was an awkward ball that came down on the table here that looked like it had no chance. I think everyone in the crowd was surprised to see that one come down. So tested up to the sides there. 2 points to the lead for the Japanese pair. Once again, wide to the forehand with a bit of side spin to make it kick away from Morizono. That was interesting. Morizono with a chole and sort of a turn and a point. I really think, and I hope, that some fan who's got a little bit of video editing skills will compile all the moments that Masataka Morizono has done something quirky out here, something a bit different, and include that moment. Yo, you are the one. When you're that fast on your feet, it adds so much pressure. Zhang Hongjie knows that he wants to go cross court to the length of the table there, but Yuya Oshima anticipates and already starts moving. Makes Zhang Hongjie second guess himself a little bit. Feels like he wants to change something. And stuck at 5 once again. As it started to get close. The Taiwanese pair is gonna have to figure something out here. Rare we see Oshima so jammed up. Good placement into the body on the backhand side. Generally, the sweet spot on the backhand side is much smaller for most players. But then there's this demonstration here. Morizono tucks back and from over the table just destroys that serve. This was the conversation that the Taiwanese coach had with his players before. Get in early on the receive. Morizono demonstrating it perfectly. 4 game points for the Japanese pair. Now the pressure of Chen Jianan staying pinned there, waiting. Sometimes you can move a little bit early in a panic when a ball sits up a little high. But if you realize you're in a good position, just staying put forces the opponent to think and find a better option. Spinny ball into the body, and the Japanese pair take it 11-7 for a 2-0 lead, and we'll be back for game number 3 right after this.
人记得你们接网不要退，因为你们上去就来不及，都慢了。
Back for game number 3. It seemed like the conversation on the Chinese Taipei side was to stay in near the table. Get in over, stay in. This is fortunate for the Chinese Taipei side. Zhang Hongjie plays it while Yuya Oshima's way out of position. If the ball comes back on the table, Yuya Oshima's right back in. Wow, where did that come from? Played right into what probably would have hit him in the left shoulder, and Oshima moves quickly and plays it right back down the line. A quick point, but a beauty nonetheless. Well played deep to the backhand. Morizono going the other way to cover the cross-court shot. It's funny how sometimes simply playing it to a part of the table that's less expected. The clear shot there was cross-court, but hitting it behind the momentum paid off. Morizono in control right now. This has been a good year for Masataka Morizono. In doubles, him and Yuya Oshima have been quite strong since 2015 in Suzhou. Been very effective, but he did win the Universiade in Taipei. So good start here for the Chinese Taipei pair, leading 4-2 at the first towel break. Nice recognition, sees the serve's gonna come long and drops the racket back down for the opening attack. This is another example of physical fitness and quick decision making, working hand in hand. In near the net for the short game. 4-point lead, Chinese Taipei pairing. Again, 1-2 versus down 0-3 in a best of 7. It's a match changer. Oh, leaves it wide open. Chen Qianan just right on the same trajectory there. Would have run into Zhang Hongjie had he gone for this fully. He's tried to get a reach on, but still keep his balance. Allow his teammate a chance to get back in. Chen Qianan introducing a little bit of side spin there. It's not the first time we've seen this cause some trouble for the Chinese Taipei pairing. Good placement on the serve, a bit of bite on the ball right near the edge of the table on the side there. The shorter side of half long deters that Chiquita receive. 3 in a row for the Japanese pair. Nice extension of the arm. Zhang Hongjie playing it parallel there. That's a little bit more into the body, a little bit more central on the table. Morizono's counters have been so strong from there. Now Morizono does have a much smaller middle. While he's fast to move to the forehand side, his wingspan is less than others on the court. It's part of the reason we've seen so many points won with balls played wide to Morizono's forehand in this match. So much pace. Yuya Oshima again, after beating Koki Niwa, Dmitry Ovtcharov, Zhuang Zhiyuan, and almost Ma Long at the China Open 2 years ago. 2 years ago? I have to check. Either way, at the China Open. Hasn't had any singles performances that have really stood out since. The type of power he's bringing out here. I mean, Timo Boll stopped him yesterday, but Timo Boll's been able to stop just about everybody in the world lately. Just shy of Dmitry Ovtcharov, although recently in T2 got some revenge. Became the champion of the first inaugural season. And power on the backhand side from Morizono as well, right on top of the bounce. So from down 2-6, have scored 7 out of the last 8 points to be leading by 2. And the streak continues, 3 game points. That's a tough one to let loose. 6-2 is far from over. It's also far from down 7-10. Morizono catching his feet there for a moment. These are the ones that would be cool to see in slow motion replay. A serve that catches Morizono's feet, moving a little bit too quickly to keep his body on balance. 1 game point saved, 2 to go for the Japanese pair here. Leaves the table open, crosses for that backhand when Oshima commits. The rally extends long enough to take advantage of him being out of position here. Now, easier said than done, but when you have a teammate that far out of position, Morizono's got a few options. One of them is to play it back, way cross court, to give Oshima a chance to get back in. Wow. Okay now. 3 in a row saved. Still a chance to take this game, make it a 1-2 match. Deep on the table, the hooking forehand from down low, the long arm and the long stroke of Zhang Hongjie earns game point for the Chinese Taipei pairing in blue. 4 points in a row. This has been a back and forth, a seesaw game. You see it, you saw it. Game point to Chun and Zhang. Ripping backhand does it. They seize the opportunity. 12-10. It's 1-2. Game 4 coming up, and we'll see what happens. This one could go the distance. Game 4 right after this.
你越慢，你贴一板贴快一点，然后有机会就是先上手就对了。然后他们如果慢的时候，你正手可以用正手，就那么打，有机会你就可以用正手。挑你人上去，不要站在后面，你上去再挑，不要退。So they found a crack in the ball and have agreed that they would like to play with the new ball here to start off game number 4. It's quite rare we see balls break
I think it was around the Qatar Open that they introduced, possibly Korea, but right around that time of the year that they introduced the new D40 Plus, DHS's new and improved ball. A little bit less rotation, but quite an honest bounce. Great to play with, I'm a fan. The players seem to be as well. Right off the bounce, Oshima with that power. Again, when someone like Yuya Oshima steps out into the spotlight, good year or two in the past, feels like with all the new up-and-coming Japanese players, he's on the older side, but only 23, hasn't reached his peak yet. Serve drifting long. Jang Hong-jie there to clean up. Softer, spinnier ball to the middle. And that's another thing that can be quite effective, especially when you've got someone behind the table. Changing the pace, changing the trajectory a little bit, leaving it out in front. No question about which is the more fiery team out here. That's a tough one from in near the table. Almost a hiding secret. That's the second point I can recall where Oshima's been pretty much behind Masataka Morizono, but still an opening for the shot. Reactionary shot on the backhand. There's that point again. The Yu, nice shot. Not an easy ball at all after that soft one. Allows the opening attack big time from Jang Hong-jie. Yu, I owe you one. You're my guy. Come on. Better length of serve here. Heavy underspin. It looks like it's going long. Morizono getting ready for the opening attack, and then the ball bites the table, stays a little bit shorter. That hesitation costs Morizono the point. We heard a little bit of vocalization out there from Jen Jianan. Quite a quiet guy in general. Very kind, very quiet. But I think trying to find some extra energy. Soft flip doesn't come down, just a little bit late. With the ball that low, it's really tough to keep much pace on it and get the placement you want after it's dropped. Just in case you were curious, Yuya Oshima, world rank number 25 currently. Masataka Morizono, 45 in the world. Jen Jianan, 40 in the world. Jang Hong-jie, nowhere to be found right now in the world rankings. Just haven't seen him playing as much in the singles events. This will happen even more. Again, the new world ranking system coming into play January of 2018, just around the corner. A lot of conversation about who will be where in those world rankings. Way out of reach. Such a wide ball. Oshima leaping, but manages to keep himself from falling through the barriers. I think there are a handful of players, myself included, who would have been just flat on top of the barriers for that point. Falling to the ground again, Jen Jianan. It's one of his greats. I think it was yesterday. Had to have been Masataka Morizono falling to the ground onto his back, winning a point. One of the most spectacular rallies of the day. A little bit off the top of the net there for the point. Second towel break, a 2-point lead to the Japanese pair with the serves. Morizono does such a good job of getting his body behind the ball, getting his feet in position, staying forward really. While he's got a very strong left arm, it wouldn't be enough not to have that sort of effect out here. Punching backhand, Oshima says, why not spin more? It's tough to do when the ball's way out in front, to keep that moment, to keep the tension in the wrist cocked back and wait to snap through. Chen Jian'an's got a lot of power on that forehand because Morizono can counter with the best in the world, but has missed his last 2 opportunities. Trying to change it up. We've got a timeout from Coach Tase Kunihito on the Japanese side. So those aren't edible, especially if you're already chewing gum. I mean, why really mess with that? Thunder sticks are good for, there we go, there we go. Sometimes we need to include instructions. You wonder, but there's always one person. Like, who's trying to eat bags? We will see. Look how much spin on that backhand. Really tucked in Morizono to start. It's a spin that was talked about with Chen Penglong. With Chang Penglong, the legend in Taiwan for table tennis. There are a lot of stars in Japan right now. I really feel like Masataka Morizono has all the qualities for a huge fan following. And such a good synergy out here, the partnership between these players. They really work so well together. Oh, someone took her other thunder stick. For what is the sound of one hand clapping a thunder stick? Not quite the same. So between rolling the ankles, that's another thing. You'll see Morizono hitting his quads quite hard with the racket there. So back from the timeout, we'll see if the streak continues. Spinny backhand, Oshima getting a little more spin on it this time, and it pays off. Extending the lead back to 2, a 3-1 lead would definitely help the cause for the Japanese pairing. Not this time. Big rainbow stroke falling to the ground. We see this both ways sometimes. Oshima doing one there, covering the middle with the forehand, and Morizono doing the same back the other way. Almost looking like synchronized swimmers out on the court. Big opening backhand, the placement. Risky shot, but Jang Hong-jie makes it out wide. Thunderstick sounding like a storm out here now. It's like they've got some guidance on how to use them. 9-9. Fourth game will be won by 2 points. And there's that topspin with a bit of side on it. Oshima on many occasions has had that look of thank you, buddy, for Morizono. Morizono's been playing quite well as well, but Oshima, it's about the 3rd time I can recall Morizono looking at him like, I love you, man. Game point to the receivers, Morizono and Oshima. Oh, wow, look at this. Talked about the gymnastics before. Going down almost into a complete split there after trying to chase it down. Several quality shots to save this point. Chen Jian'an with the wide angle. A big attack from Jang Hong-jie, and it earns deuce here. Still a chance for the men in blue. Fancy signals, the claw. Spinny opening backhand. Chen Jian'an working quite well with Jang Hong-jie. Again, both players have had to deliver to cause this Game 3 victory, and now a game point here in Game 4. Oh, the backhand was there, Jang Hong-jie. Again, from this angle, it's tough to tell, but it looked like that one sat up and he had a chance to tuck and rip. The table not as wide as Jang Hong-jie was hoping there. Sometimes we'll see on the higher balls played right into the middle, but Oshima very good at covering the middle. Those are the legs of Morizono. And this time Morizono gets on top of the ball. It's been a long time. We've seen many shots that Chen Jianan has looped deep into that backhand side where Morizono hasn't quite figured out what he wants to do with it. This one arcs up just a little bit. Gives him a chance to get up on top, have a little bit more time. Jang Hongjie's lob there, that Hail Mary chop lob, almost comes down, but game point to the Japanese. Long push pays off. Fourth towel break of the game, the only score possible. Again, for those of you a little bit newer to table tennis, just tuning in, they're only allowed to use their towels once every 6 points played. Interestingly enough, I don't see a single wristband on the court, no sweatbands out there. Can sort of help in times of need for a towel. Wow, what a quality touch shot. For Jang Hongjie to make this ball, he didn't have a lot of options. Forgot if it was a net ball that came back. Chen Jianan spinning to the ground here. Yep, sure enough, the net catches it below net height, right about net height. A little bit of side and top and plays it right to the corner of the table to save and earn. He saves the point and earns game point. They escape. Chinese Taipei with their second game here, tied up at 2 games apiece. We'll see who steps into the lead. Game 5 coming up right after this.
声援摆给你，你人站上去，基本上他跟你打就是400字你的正手短，你短的不行，有时候你就是劈长的给大岛，然后这劈长的时候，你们就是要准备后面那个人长，对，你们要是长短要结合，不能就是说就打，全部都打掉，然后记得接发球的时候。
Here we are, game number 5. While normally on the World Tour, this would be the deciding game. It's a best of 7 here, so still a ways to go. This is the Oshima backhand that's been so prevalent in this match. Very effective, very fast pace. This one goes a little bit loose, well placed. Chen Jianan not afraid to fall to the ground, but this one kicks up high and into the body. Do the Morizono, do the Morizono. Not a point dropped yet, fired up, looking to take back what has been given to them the last 2 games from up 2-0. Again, game-wise, they've lost the lead. That is the Japanese pairing, of course. Good anticipation here. Jang Hongjie able to block back. Oshima saying he wasn't happy about his decision there. Placement, he's got a better opening, better opportunity. Look at this flip. Racket head down, slides under and around the side of the ball to play it wide to Morizono's forehand. This has been one key ingredient. 2 very different physicalities between Morizono and Jang Hongjie. The flip again. It looked like he was gonna play a push, try to leave it short on the table. Very subtle motion there, just a little snap of the wrist. Let's look at it one more time. Off the top of the net, yoink! But to see the way he pulled up with the elbow too to add a little bit of topspin at the last moment. Super technically sound shot. Quite surprising as well. A flipping machine right now. Jang Hong-jie can't miss. But Morizono anticipates well, moves out to that wide forehand. Perfect placement into the body. Watching Jang Hong-jie as he starts to play more short touch shots here, finally opens up with the flip. And it's Oshima who's on the move. Hitting a moving target. In some senses, it's easier for the attacker in that timing. It'll help off the top of the net. The reason is, if somebody's still, you don't know which way they're gonna go. They're a little bit more flexible to move side to side, but if they're already committed to one direction, this is why you don't want to leave too early. Just get in position, get ready to move. Big firepower again. When I think of all the different teams that Morizono and Oshima have played against and beaten, I would pick them to be the favorites in this match, but the way Jang Hong-jie and Chen Qianan have been playing out here could go either way. Oh, two, the frustration. Morizono definitely not hiding emotions out here. After all that time making the tough shots in the rally from way behind the table, Jang Hong-jie's backhand goes wide. Now, as strong as both of the Taiwanese players are from behind the table, it's definitely going to be one of those. They're much more effective in near the table. Second towel break of the game, no points between the teams. First flip in a while we've seen go long. It's tough not to enjoy the amount of passion that Morizono brings out here. Look at that. Both of them. Every point is like championship point. Some of the hooking shots in this rally. Jang Hong-jie from down low. A lot of side spin introduced, and Chen Qianan forced to play the backhand here. It's come up more today than it did yesterday, but he's been pretty high percentage with the backhands whenever he keeps topspin, primarily topspin. When he tries to introduce side spin, it's either missed the table or given the opportunity to the Japanese. So far less effective in general. Flip doesn't land. Jang Hong-jie still with a winning percentage of those forehand flips. Heavy rotation on that. Good contact from Oshima. Quite subtle. Right into the camera. That was for you at home, Morizono. He's got his eyes on you. Long push, not as heavy as Oshima thought. Overlifted. Point for point, split again. You can see Jang Hong-jie rehearsing a few times that forehand flip. He knows it's going to come into play. And as a tall player, the tallest on the court by a bit, that short game to the forehand side, having that flip is so effective. And right back again to fire mode. They're always ready to explode on the shots and in celebration of the points. Morizono in early. Man, that's a warrior's face. Screenshot. One thing I'm surprised I haven't seen is more serves, long serves to Morizono. He's coming over the table so many times. If I remember correctly, it was Kizukuri and Tomokazu Harimoto that had this match yesterday, won many points serving long into the line on the backhand side of Morizono. 2 game points to the Japanese pair. Again, it's a best of 7. The way they're fighting out here, it felt like it's match point, but it is not. It is just to go up 3-2. Too strong, the fast footwork from both sides, but Oshima with the firepower. 11-8, the Japanese pair, the second seeds, go up 3 games to 2. Stick around, game number 6 could be the last, and it's coming up right after this. And here we are, game number 6. Chinese Taipei players in blue, the Japanese in red. Kazakh fans in the crowd getting ready because Kirill Gerasimenko will be playing later today. There's a giant Kazakhstan flag here in the crowd. I think the support will be just incredible. Well-placed soft touch left over the table out in front of Oshima. So many outstanding matches to watch, one of which could determine world rank number 1 on the men's side. It's just so pretty every time. When Oshima takes that forehand from the middle, goes down to the ground. He's one of the more agile players. Again, that left hand, I mean, you wouldn't recommend it, but it seems like it's part of his technique. When the ball's played to the middle, get that left hand down on the ground to pop yourself back up quickly. Look at the angle he creates here, wide out. Chen Qianan can't reach it. Almost nobody can. The service there for the point, a 3-1 lead now for the Japanese pairing. This is pressure. After this service combination here, these two, we'll see Morizono on the receive. Both sides, same trick. Not afraid to flop down to the ground and come back up to cover the middle. And a timeout now on the side. The Taiwanese pairing in blue. So after this serve, we will see Morizono on the receive. Now in terms of long serves, some players afraid to do it in doubles, a bit risky, giving the first attack to the opponent. But if you can deliver it in the same way, not give a sign that it's going there, and you've got Morizono coming in over the table with the backhand, it could be very effective. Not sure how much of that I caught, but it did seem like there was some instruction for Chen Qianan to have confidence going for his backhand early in over the table. Now this is something that players, tournament players especially, higher level and all the way to professional know, but sometimes you really have to force yourself to take a shot to extend your comfort zone, even if it feels a bit uncomfortable, because if you play the safer shot, the opponents are too strong. Those legs of Morizono just come flying around. His upper body, didn't it look like we were looking at a video that was edited with two different people. Upper body of Masataka Morizono and legs, watch this. One leg, that left leg flies from behind all the way around. Wouldn't be surprised to see some windmills and flares out here. 2 points right out of the timeout. Just a 1-point game now. No, the service error on the short side nonetheless. I'm still wondering when we're gonna see some long serves. Chen Qianan tends to come right under the ball and vary between light spin and heavy spin. Subtle contact on both. Just wondering how effective it would be to serve long deep to the backhand side against Morizono. Bit wild on the counter. Bit upright, lifted up and out. And here's the one. It's rare that we see this. A balance issue here from Chen Qianan. Again, his forehand is so consistent. It seems like no matter whether he's falling away, if he's on balance or off, he can make it. But a confident, aggressive receive here. Zhang Hongjie over the table. Well placed again behind the momentum, forcing Oshima into a defensive shot. Remember, if the Japanese pair win this game, they move on to the men's doubles final. If the men in blue win the game, it goes to game number 7. Second towel break, 2-point lead for the men in red. The Nippon team out here. Oh, leaves it open. Just a bit too deep on the backhand side, and Morizono rushes through. We saw that side spinny backhand come down. If I remember correctly, Zhang Hongjie was the one to put the pressure on. Not enough to finish the point though. Good reaction from the Japanese pair, up by 3 again. Wow, Morizono falls into the scorekeeper booth. That ball was as deep a push as can be, in the reaction time there, just unbelievable. He was coming in over the table. Hope to see that one again later on in the highlights. And now it is 5 match points for Masataka Morizono and Yuya Oshima to move on to the men's doubles final. And they do it, the backhand from Oshima. So many weapons out here on the court. And together, the bromance continues. Morizono and Yuya Oshima will move on to play for the championship, the side spin included. A strong fight from the pair from Chinese Taipei, but not enough to get through this pair. We've seen them around the world succeeding. Will they take the title this year? Only time will tell. Stick around, we've got an exciting day ahead with lots of matches left, including Dmitry Ovtcharov versus Koki Niwa, Dima's chance to secure first place in the world ranking, and Tomokazu Harimoto, the breakthrough star from last night's ITTF